The way I first got into the cars was my old dad, who's passed away now. We used to have a fish shop in the Mitcham area, and he had an old ute, an old FC ute and an FX ute. He used to cart all the fish with. When it would break down, he'd push it on the road, get the RAA to diagnose it, then he'd say to us, "All right boys, you go and fix it up now." So it just started from there, and then my brother was really into his sort of cars with his mate, and I just, as a young tacky, used to hang around the shed and play around with it. And then in my 16, 17 and 18 years, I'd be hot rodding them, souping them up, doing all sorts of things back then. We're on a trip to Melbourne to see my godson, and we stopped at Tailem Ben to do a bit of a changeover in the driving. And I went and bought the Just Cars magazine there, and as the wife's driving, I'm looking in the Just Cars magazine, and I thought, oh, this FJ panel van looked in fairly good condition. So by the time we got to Horsham, I'd rang the guy up, talked about it a bit. So by the time we got to Ballarat, I'd paid a $3,000 deposit on it, and it was from Tasmania. Within a couple of days, it was on the Spirit of Tasmania, on its way over to Adelaide. I picked it up, went to a club meeting that we had with the 48 FJ Holden Club, and I was, of course, the proud owner of this van. It's quite unique at the time. It was all white. This is 2003. I opened up the bonnet, we're all looking at it, and Don Loeffler, the Holden historian, he's one of our club members, was there, was looking at the plates, the identification plates, and he's looking at them and he's looking at me, and I'm going, uh-oh, what's wrong, Don? I haven't bought a lemon, have I? He goes, no, you've got a PMG van. There's only 4 of these in Australia that we know of. What? He says, it's Postmaster's General Panel Van. And we deciphered all the ID code, and yes, it was. And then a lot of things made sense. For example, under the white paint, there were a lot of little chips here and there, and I thought that was the undercoat, the red undercoat, but it was actually the red, PMG red, under the white paint. Then I thought to myself, oh dear, I can't leave it all white now. I'm going to have to rub it all down and try to restore it back to what it was. So away I went, rubbed it down, got it all ready, came out really nice in about 8 months to the Nationals at Loxton. Then I didn't quite like the colour of the paint was a little bit too red. I hadn't quite got it right. So after the Nationals, put it in the shed, stripped it down totally, got all the rust out of it, took all the paint off, and we really researched it properly, got the right decals on it, the right coloured paint, and yes, come out better than it was before. So I went through 2 quick little restorations, much to my wife's joy. We've got a demarcation line. Lucy's house, Peter's for some cosmetic work, ready for the V8 Prem, and just the boat. It had to be somewhere undercover. So it's a real balance. And I think anyone who's probably listening to this story who restores cars will understand what I'm talking about. The 56 one qualified in 2008, and I had the van ready by then. I took the van up there. That was an eye-stopper because I filled the back with postmaster bags that the post office lent me. And I made a bit of a display up at the back, and I had the tailgate down with all the letters in the back with the post bags as I was going up Main North East Road. It was just something very unique to Australia's history. Well, it's a very special event. I mean, you've got over 1,700 cars, and thinking back, it was almost 2,000 at one stage. You get all the interstate people come over. There's the camaraderie between the clubs from interstate and from here. You get to see some magnificent machines, not only just Holdens, but all sorts from Fords, Volkswagens, Renaults, and everyone has got a fantastic and beautiful story with all those cars. There was a garage sale just around the corner, and I just went in there to have a look around because you never know, there's a few little FJ Holden bits. Would you believe I picked up a genuine PMG hat? Then I've got the outfit, and that just stays in the back of the van all the time now. There's a bit of a display. I did enter the concourse, got dressed up as in the PMG little outfit. Yeah, it went down well. I was up against some very stiff competition like some silver Rolls Royces and Phantoms, etc. But the beauty of the Bay to Birdwood is you can go up as a club, have a really good day, bring the kids along. You just meet so many different people It's just a unique opportunity, and you know, it's just something that you just want to be there.